Good afternoon, guys. Just wanted to make a video update about kind of where I'm at with my tattoos and where I'm going soon. The last video I had finished my torso touch-ups, and that was a pretty painful one, but the last few weeks have been pretty easy. I've had right and left arm touch-ups now, and into the armpit for both. Um, so I kind of redid both armpits over the last few weeks and did a full touch-up round of my arms because, as I've said before, my tattoo artist I've been working with is taking off soon, or at least soonish, whenever his house sells at this point. So yeah, we redid the whole stretch of this arm, and I'm pretty satisfied with how black it is now. It's, got very few spots left that could really be hit or will need to be hit anymore. Same as this one this week. We evened all the areas out again, and we went right in over that moon in the armpit. You can still see the silhouette of it. And when it peels, you won't see it so much. It might still need a bit of smoothing, because as I've said in the past, when you black something out on top of another blackout, so say you've had most of your arm blacked out already and then you black out one piece of it, well, because I've gone over most of that so many times, it's going to be darker, more consistent than the new blackout, so we'll need to do some light smoothing on that moon probably, which is, a 5-second job kind of thing. And then you get the Magnum in there for, 2 minutes and you're good to go. So smoothing is always easier than packing black in an area that isn't blacked out, which is why I'm able to redo these arms so easily, because it's just skimming now. Usually one quick pass over an area is enough to pretty well resaturate it. So when we're doing these whole arms, yes, the whole area is getting skimmed, but it's not getting multiple passes over like it is when it's first getting covered or first applied. So it goes pretty easy. My next tattoo appointment coming up is going to be a bit fun, because most people probably assume this, but I actually don't have my butt cheeks tattooed. I have right up to the butt and right below the butt tattooed. We're going to be extending the back piece down onto the bum cheeks to give some finality to that area. I'm looking forward to it. What I have had on my areas around the bum hasn't been all that painful. The lower back is really painful, but the actual cheeks, from what I've experienced, aren't too bad. So that should be another pretty easy day, I'm thinking. And it'll be nice to have that done and out of the way. And then pretty well everything will be connected then. That's one of the last big places that hasn't been done on me. So, and it's not because I've feared it or anything like that. It's not because it's awkward, or it's just there's a lot of stuff to do, and when do you do it? Like always have things on my list that need to be done. Like I'd like to do another pass over my throat, for example. There's always a laundry list of things to do, and it's always just about, do I have the time to do them? I'll get there eventually. It's good to have things to work on. But yeah, that is my last confirmed appointment with Lee for the foreseeable future, but he's fairly sure that he'll sneak me in a couple times while he's here. Even while I'm working with Rick, we'll just be doing a bit with both, because he's still got some things he wants to do. The backs of my shoulders could use a little bit of love, and as I said, my throat, I could take a little more black there, and just random things. Like I'd like to do my nipples a 6th time before he goes to. And I think that's going to be the last time I do them for a long time, just because I'd like to pierce them even again. It would be fun to get them a little bit darker and then finally re-pierce them. I've had my nipple piercings out for over 2 years now, and it's a bit sad. I miss them. I did like them. But you can't really tattoo an area very well if they're pierced. There'll always be spots that you don't get. But yeah, so hopefully we'll do a few more little things before he goes. But big thing to take away from this is the things that I've been putting off doing that need to be done desperately now to tie into my back, or sorry, not my back, my torso, are the skulls, as I've showed before. Here and here. And the teeth of the eye, the bottom and the top of it. I'm not going to show that off. Everybody knows what that looks like that's watching this. I'm sure those are going to get redone over the next few weeks. But first, 2 weeks from now, next time I show this head off, probably, he's going to be a lot darker. So when I approach my head, I do plan on darkening it up a lot. A lot of the gray wash is going to be black. I do love the look of this guy, so I'm not really going to be doing anything to change him so much as I am just going to make him, pop a lot more. This tiara has to be darkened to match with these leaves because it's quite washed out sitting next to that. So that I'm very, very excited about. Ever since I've been bald, I've been wanting to do that, but again, patience. I've had things to work on with Lee, so I wanted to do as much with him as I could before he leaves. But the head has been not driving me crazy, but it's been something I've been really looking forward to getting back into. I'm hoping that's just going to be a one appointment, but the artist I'm moving on to is a bit slower than Lee. Like, not super slow, but Lee's very fast, so hoping that I'll have the touch-ups on my head done in one go. Because the following week, I want to get my throat extended, or my jawline extended up. It's going to come up to about the tip of this dagger, all the way down, and meet kind of right here. Almost like I'm growing in a beard. Or as I've said before, it's like I'm cinching up a sleeping bag or something. So yeah, that's going to be week 2 with Rick, hopefully. And then we're going to be working on the skulls and the teeth, week 3, 4. I'm thinking the teeth will be a 2-week thing, just based on what I know of how he works. We'll probably do the top and then the bottom, but I imagine these skulls will be doable in one appointment. I have given thought to kind of darkening my chest piece, but I'm not quite sure. It's aged very, very well, but I could change a few things about it. He did that piece for me almost 10 years ago, and it's barely aged. It's in there super, super solid as it is. But when we rework these skulls to make them quite a bit darker, I might see if he's interested in darkening up the skulls on my chest too, and the wings and stuff. But we're not there yet. That'll be kind of, if we do that, that'll be the last thing that I do on my torso. So that'll be after we get the skulls and the teeth and everything taken care of. And it'd be like a victory round before we head down to my legs finally. If we do that right away, that's within the next 2 months. By the time I get all of this stuff tied up, that'll be 2 months-ish when we start my legs. So that should be starting, we'll say, the new year. And my goal for next year is to have one of, if not both of my legs blacked out. It's just about seeing how long it takes. I was discussing this with Lee, and he thinks we should just clean sweep. I think I was going over this in my last video, but I was expressing the experience of beginning a blackout project is the hardest. Because where do you start? What do you keep? Do you keep anything? And because of how my arms have gone, Lee thinks I should just not even bother with saving anything and don't be sentimental about anything, because if you know you're going to be blacking it out anyway, you may as well get it all just kind of procedurally as you go and not have to jump back so much. And that is a good point. If I start with my left leg, I think I've got less there that I'll miss. And that'll give me a good start on my legs. So, left leg has a Grim Reaper on my foot and a noose on my ankle. And on the inside of my ankle, I have a sun. And on the back side of my ankle, I've got a little pixel art character from Final Fantasy IV. And then I've got a candy cane and a couple Dragon Balls. And I've got Dracula, and I've got a skull with a raven, and I've got a crystal ball on my knee, and a little floating monster on my inner knee, and or sorry, the side of my inner knee, and then on the inner knee itself, I have what do I have there? An hourglass, and then I've got a photorealistic um, human version of Krampus on my thigh, and I've got the Witch King, or not, sorry, the Witch King, sorry, the Mouth of Sauron on the back of my thigh, and I've got a big uh, sort of neo-traditional bat on the side of my thigh. So I've got all kinds of stuff going on there. That's not even everything. There's some font there and different things filling in spaces. So there's a lot there to go over. I mean, my legs are pretty well done. They just need backgrounding, like lots of little stuff in between things, if I were to go that route, which is why I think it makes more sense to just not bother with saving anything. I think Lee is right. So, yeah. To get back to this arm, I actually just had to take the Sanaderm off. It was on, but it didn't last the day of work very well, so I just decided to take it off. We did get in the ditch, the armpit and the elbow all in one go, so it's not really that surprising that with all those areas that are bending, that the wrap would pull loose in some places. So, but it's feeling great. Like, we didn't really hammer anything too hard, so I'm not worried about it healing too badly. But yeah, in terms of my piercing updates, haven't been in the shop too much lately. It's been super busy for both sides, so hopefully I'll have more to say about that next time. But I was talking about stretching my labret. I had a 21 and a 22 millimeter coming, and I'm pretty sure I'm already at 21 because I can pop this thing through my lip with the O-ring on if I push. So I think the 21 won't even be a stretch. I might just go right to 22. We'll see. The 21's feeling tight, I'll wait. But yeah, 2 sizes up on my labret will be fun. I got the, it came to my house today. I believe that's what came to my house today. I've got the mail slip. It's left in the mailbox. So tomorrow I'll be picking that up. And if so, I might be doing another video about labret stretching and going over some of that again. Because every time I do a stretch, it's good to kind of update that. And I've had a few people asking me to do videos on my cartilage piercings again too. I have done cartilage piercing videos, but someone asked for a comprehensive guide, kind of what to expect and how to do it, and talk about how long I've been doing it. And I could probably talk a half an hour on that. So I'll have to think about how I want to go about that. But I will do a video about that at some point. It's just always busy, you know. By the time I get to this, I've usually got 9 things to talk about. So, yeah, I didn't want to do a video last week just to talk about my one arm touch up because it's really not that much new for me. I mean, I've been banging away at my arms forever. Interestingly enough, some parts of this arm have been done over 10 times, while some of the areas have only been done 5 times. The inner bicep, for example, that was the 6th time I think we worked on that over the years. But the right, or the lower left arm and the lower right arm have been done in the double digits. So there's so much scarring in my arms, but you'd think that would make it hurt more, but it's honestly feeling less and less painful seemingly as I go on. I don't know if it's because I appreciate the ease of an arm tattoo compared to, you know, stomach or lower back or belly button, you know, some of these other things, throats. It all gets easier by comparison almost. So I don't know if it's got something to do with that or if it's actually getting more calloused physically, but I really barely notice anymore when my arms are getting tattooed. It honestly, it puts no strain on me mentally to, like, I can be talking to you eating a sandwich, you know, while I'm getting my arms tattooed. So the last couple days I've gotten tattooed have been really, really easy. Like, people see the amount that I've got bandaged, like my whole arm, from the shoulder into the armpit down to the wrist, bandaged, and people are like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "No, really, this was the easiest week I've had in I don't know how long." So, perspective's a hell of a drug, as I always say. Can make things seem a lot better than they are, I guess. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so hopefully I'll be picking up my Libre pieces tomorrow. I'm really excited about that. And I have been thinking about stretching this cartilage to possibly 18 millimeters soon too, but I'll space that out because I'll be stretching my Libre right away, so that'll give me something to be excited about for a while. And then maybe I'll be moving up to 18 millimeters in my cartilage over here. Not in this one because the skin is thinner, as I've said before. I don't want to push that one anymore. That is proper retired for stretching. But this one here may go to as far as 20 millimeters. Kind of take it as I go with that. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video or any of my other videos, be sure to follow me on Instagram at the same name, Ephemeral Remy, and have a good day.